Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning here in Japan. Okay, from Japan. In Japan, it's still 8:11 a.m. and I already woke up before 7 because as usual my dog or dogs woke me up. So there was nothing I could do. Just all I had to do was to wake up, just wake up. Okay, here's what happened this morning, and I want to explain it the first thing in the morning. And I'm not appearing in my video because I'm not wearing my makeup, so it's much better for me, not for me, but for you, if I appear in my video at this very moment. Okay, what happened this morning was that it was a big problem. It was a big problem, and it has something to do with one of my dogs named James, who is a little bit smaller and 6 months younger. He's a pure Pomeranian, all right, and his color is cream, which is not the very famous or popular color that people want for their dogs, to some extent. And okay, I'm recording my voice while making my coffee, all right. And what happened is that I always put some tape on my mouth so that I won't breathe with my mouth. I tend to breathe through my nose, and it's not good for your health because when you breathe through your mouth, did I say that I tend to breathe through my nose? No, that's totally opposite. That is wrong information. I always, not always, but I tend to breathe through my mouth, and this is not very good for your health because when you breathe through your mouth, all the bad things like bacteria or viruses will come into your body directly. But if you breathe through your nose, you have hair, right? Hair into your, I don't know what to call this, small holes. You have two small holes at your nose, right? And these small holes, you have a lot of hairs, right? And it works, or it functions as a filter, so that they can filter the air coming into your body. And it also helps the air warm up. And it's better for your body, or I don't know, for you to breathe warm air than cold air because your body temperature is somewhere around 36.5 or 7, right? 36.5 or 37, right? Your body temperature is lukewarm. And what if your body temperature gets lower, meaning if you feel colder, it's bad for your health because it doesn't activate your immune system as much as it should. So warm air is better than cold air in this respect. And your nose functions that way so that your body can be healthy. But your mouth is mainly for eating something, right? Or drinking something, consuming something. And so you don't have to, or you must not, you shouldn't use your mouth for breathing. This is the main cause. And if you keep breathing through your mouth, it's bad for your teeth also. It's very difficult to explain this, but if you breathe through your mouth, you keep your mouth open while breathing, right? Then the muscle, I don't know which muscle I'm talking about, but your muscle that you use to close your mouth weakens. And it's not good because I don't know. I don't know how in what way it's bad. But if you see your face and if you have kind of I don't know, plum core, I don't know how to explain this. You know what a plum is, right? It's a fruit. And it has a core, right? Is it a core or seed? Or I think that there is another way to call it, though, but I forgot. Do you think that I should check it now so that I can learn? But how do you look at how do I look it up? How do I look it up? 日本語梅干しの種I'm typing like oh my goodness, it says that 梅干し seeds is 梅干し English now? Oh my goodness, I cannot okay, there is a page where that explains how to call this in English. Let me see, is it English? Okay. Yeah, it explains particularly about this fruit, how to call it in English. Oh my goodness, where is it? It doesn't say anything. Oh, okay. Plum? Somehow, one of my dogs, which I'm going to talk about in this video, the one that I thought I was going to talk about in this video is somehow gnawing. I don't know how to call it, but not barking, but gnaw. I don't know how to pronounce it. All right, plum, pickled plum. Okay, pickled plum. And all I wanted to know is how to call the seed, right? Oh my goodness. You're okay, James. You're okay. Okay, let me check. I'm looking at another page. Pit. Is it okay? Pit. Maybe pit is more suitable, pit, but I don't know how to call this one. Okay, so pit, it looks like a small bowl with many small holes on it, right? All over. And if you look at someone who tends to breathe through their mouth, when sleeping because their muscle is not strong enough to keep your mouth closed. And if you look at that kind of person's face, and then the person has something that looks just like a plum, what was it? Plum, no, a pickled plum pit. Okay, so that's why it's very easy to guess whether this person keeps open his or her mouth while sleeping by breathing. And that's what happens to me. And so that's why I always use a small piece of tape I cut just before going to bed, and put it just on my mouth so that I cannot breathe in my mouth. But when I want to cough, I have to take it out, or I don't know, unseal it, or I don't know how to call it. It makes me, he's doing that, barking or gnawing, I don't know. Unaru, I'm looking up in a dictionary now. Let me check. Snarl? Okay. His snarling makes me feel so pressed. Alright. Where was I? Yeah. I always place a piece of tape on my mouth so that I cannot breathe. But whenever I want to cough, I have to take it out, because if you have a tape placed on your mouth and to seal it, and there no air can, I don't know how to say this, goes out, okay, it's bad for your ears, and you might hurt your ears seriously. That's why. And you might go to a doctor immediately, depending on the situation though. So that is why every time I think that I'm going to cough, I'll immediately try to take it off so that I can breathe through my mouth. And this is what happened to me very early in the morning today. And at the time, my dogs were already awake, and they were waking up actually. And I didn't want to wake up yet because I was still sleepy. I only had 7 hours of sleep at that time, at that moment. I still wanted to sleep a little bit more, at least for an hour. But dog wanted to wake me up because they were too hungry to stay asleep. And I wanted to cough them. And I don't know, took off the tape a little bit so that air can get out from the mouth. It's a small space, but it was better than nothing, so I did. And I woke up. I got up, and I went to the toilet. And then, what did I do? Yeah, I fed them. I prepared for their breakfast first thing in the morning, and I finished it. And then this idea hit me suddenly. Where is the tape now? And I was a bit astonished. I don't know how to say this feeling, but I was anxious. I was worried where the tape went because I didn't remember where I had put or where I had thrown away, or I didn't even remember if I had really thrown it away in a trash can. I didn't remember anything. So the first thing I had to do was to go to my bed to look for it. But I couldn't find it anywhere around my bed. So I took out the futon or cover, quilt, so that I can see the bed, the whole bed, clearly. There was no, trace of the tape anywhere. And it made me even more worried. And then I tried to remember what I had been doing since this morning, since I had woken up. But there was no trace of the tape or whatsoever anywhere, nowhere. And it made me even more anxious, frustrated. And I looked for all the trash cans that I could get, but none of the places had the tape inside. And I almost gave up. And the last thing that I wanted to happen was that this dog, James, he likes to pick up all the things he finds because he's such a very, very curious boy. And he's such a curious boy, and no matter how hard I try to stop him, he picks up and eats anything he finds. Whenever we walk my dogs, whenever he walks around the kitchen, so that is why I put sealed between the living room and the kitchen so that the dogs won't come in to the kitchen. I always do this, but sometimes like when I try to walk my dogs and I'm preparing for it, I have to take out the sealed so that they can walk into the corridor or passage, but it's a small path that leads us to the kitchen from the living room. And I'm a bit sleepy, so I can't speak fast though. My brain doesn't function or doesn't move, doesn't work as fast as I wish it do. And there is this mirror-like thing, like a poster. It's made of, I don't know, it's aluminum or something. It's silver. The color of it is silver, and it's pretty soft. And it's like a poster, okay, made of a plastic or something. And I place it. I spread it. Spread it all over the wall at the kitchen. There's this one empty wall. Nothing is hanging. Nothing is being hung. I don't know how to call it, but okay, there's nothing on the wall. And there is this pretty huge wall, empty wall, and I spread this aluminum-like silver-colored poster-like thing on it. Okay, and it acts like a mirror. It cannot reflect. Reflect is okay. Reflect is the right word for me to use at in this context. I really hope so, though. I spread that poster like huge, like 1 meter long, 1 meter, a little longer than 1 meter, I guess. 1 meter in length, and let's see, 60 or 70 centimeters wide thing on the wall. This acts as if it were a mirror, so I can see myself. I can see my reflection on that mirror-like thing. And when I look at myself in that mirror, I noticed that the tape I have been looking for frantically, I found the tape, okay, placed on my clothes, on my shoulder. And I noticed it. I noticed that I actually had it myself. But I never noticed it because it was around on my shoulder. I couldn't see unless I used a mirror or something so that I could see my own reflection. And so this is what I wanted to talk about. This is practice, and this is my very first time to talk about this. If it were in my mother tongue Japanese, I would have been able to speak it much faster, much better, much clearly, much more concise, much more terse, compact. But since I talked about it in my not mother tongue, but foreign language, so it took me much longer time to talk about it, to do. And I'm still sleepy. I need 8 hours sleep. But today I only had 7 or even less than 7. So my mind is foggy. My mind is asleep. And anyway, all the things that I have eaten ever since I woke up this morning was a little bit of yogurt and a little bit of blueberry jam. That blueberry jam doesn't have any sugar. I mean, the fruit has fruit sugar, right? I don't know how to call it, but the sugar is sweet and it already has some sugar, right, in it. And the jam is a pretty expensive one because it doesn't use artificial sugar, refined sugar. They made the jam only with blueberries. So lots of blueberries are used to make the jam. And it's really tasty. I love it. I especially love it to eat the jam with yogurt and without adding any more sugar, of course. And the yogurt doesn't have any sugar in it. It's a plain one. I always buy some yogurt for my dogs mainly because I hear that it's good for their teeth. Now that I've been paying more attention to their teeth than before, last month or this month, very early this month, the beginning of this month, I guess, I took them to the vet to remove their plaque. And it cost so much. So, and this is their third time. The first time was the year 2022. At that time, I found out that I was having cancer, and I was supposed to have an operation, but I was keeping as many as 6 dogs back then, and I had to I don't know, say goodbye to some of them, because after the operation I didn't know how my life was going to be like. So I thought that keeping the same numbers of dogs, 6 dogs, was going to be impossible. So I decided to ask someone to, if there was anyone who would like to have some of my dogs. And the company president of the trimming salon helped me a lot, and he found people who were very trustworthy, who wanted to keep my dogs, and he found 3 people for me, and one dog went to a person. Another person helped me find, and one of the dogs, which was actually the smallest, went to the person. She's a lady in her 40s, and she's very enthusiastic, and she's a animal lover, and she loves dogs very much, and she lost their dog a few years back, and she was thinking of having another dog, and she heard the story of mine, and she decided to keep one of my dogs, which is the smallest, which is the most adorable, one of the most adorable, okay. He's Pomeranian also. He's very, very small, and his color was orange. I loved him so much. He's the most naughty one, but he's also the cutest one. And now I have 2 dogs, because actually they were left. I couldn't find anyone who wanted to keep them, and so that's why I thought that we were destined. We were meant to be together. That's what I thought, and I decided to keep them myself. And now my life with them is a lot of fun. I love them so much. And so that year, since I had to, I had to give the smallest dog to that lady. But I have 3 small dogs, and I had 3 small dogs, and I had 3 large dogs. And those large dogs were okay. They are all healthy. But when it comes to teeth, the smallest dog already have some gum problems when I bought him at a pet shop. I've talked about this story weird story somewhere in my previous videos, but when I bought him, when I came across him, and actually I decided to buy him from the pet shop, I actually bought another dog named James, the dog that I'm with now. At the same time, I bought 2 dogs at the same time from the same pet shop. It's a long story. I was just thinking about buying James, the cream-colored Pomeranian, and then I found this very cute dog, which is much smaller, and the color was orange, and I thought that that was a female dog. And with that color and with that with that shape, I thought that that must have been the most popular dog. So I thought that that kind of dog would be sold soon. But when I found out was that he was actually, that dog turned out to be he, or a male dog. And what I found out that he was actually older, 2 months older than the cream-colored dog I was thinking of buying at the time. And on the spot, I decided to get the dog too, which came, I don't know how to say this. I ended up keeping the 2 dogs at the same time. It's totally unusual, right? People usually get only 1 dog from a pet shop, right? Because deciding to buy a dog is a big decision itself already. But what about 2 dogs? Yeah, it's crazy, right? Yeah, I understand that, but I really wanted to save him because back then, he was really, really skinny because staff at pet shops try not to feed them enough so that they stay small, because the smaller the dogs are, the more popular they can be. People don't want to get adult dogs. I don't agree with them. Yeah, of course, because some people love to welcome stray dogs, protected or sheltered in an institution because they were thrown away, they were abandoned, and some very loving people with some very affectionate people would like to welcome or get those dogs, right? Abandoned dogs, to help them, to protect them. So in this respect, buying a dog or cat or whatever from a pet shop is not the best idea. It's the worst idea, I should say. So I'm not really sure what I did was right or not, but all I wanted to do was to save the dog. And the cream-colored dog was also left unsold for a pretty long time, and so that is why I was very worried about him. And with the other dog, who stayed there longer than the cream-colored dog, all I wanted was just to help the both of them, to just save the both of them. So I was very stupid. I was inconsiderate. I didn't think much about what keeping a dog or dogs is all about back then. Yeah, I was too innocent. I was too naive. I was really stupid. But it was good that I was able to save all the dogs. The first dog and the second dog. The first dog named Goro, I have now, was left unsold for a certain amount of time, and I found him one day, and I kept coming to see him several days back to back then. He was in a pet shop, in a shopping arcade in my neighborhood. It's this nearest supermarket arcade. Supermarket and arcade are two different things, right? So I should say it's a very big supermarket like Costco. It's not as huge as Costco though, and it's a very convenient supermarket in my neighborhood, and it's the biggest actually. And he was in a pet shop there, and I happened to find him one day, and I fell in love with him because he looked so adorable. But he was not the most popular one because he was a mixed breed. He's a mixed breed of Pomeranian and Papian, and he was not the most popular one. So that is why he was left unsold for a certain amount of time. And one day I came to see him, and the price went down drastically, greatly. And I was so surprised. And yeah, anyway, I wanted to get him, even if the price hadn't gone down. I would have got him in anyway. And I did. And the second dog was a golden retriever. And I got the dog from a pet shop in another area. I found her from the website of the pet shop. I searched for dogs online and found her. And she was back then 3 months old, and she was very cute. And since golden retrievers are quite popular, one of the most popular breeds, so it's really left unsold. But there are some golden retrievers, like 4 months old, 5 months old, which became pretty large. It's not fully adult yet, but it's quite large already, because it's a large dog, large breed. It was quite sad to see such dogs placed in a cage in which they can't move much. And anyway, the second dog, right? The third dog, it was a Labrador retriever. Maybe I'll talk about this some other time, because I talked pretty much and I'm getting tired. So anyway, talking about the weather, it's cloudy and it's sprinkling. We cannot go outside on rainy days like this. I don't think we should go outside and walk today. But I have an appointment for their teeth brushing today too. Today is the last day for the subscription. This is the 13th day since I started the subscription from the beginning of this month. And tomorrow is Monday, and the place, the salon, the trimming salon is closed tomorrow because they are always closed on Mondays. So I will not take them there tomorrow. Instead, I decided to take them today because yesterday I did, and today, 2 days in a row, back to back. That can be too much for me to take them to have their teeth brushed. But since I have only 1 day left, and this is the last day, because this is, 30, and June only has 30 days, right? And today is the last day in June, and I didn't have any more days left, so I had to schedule well so that I could use all the subscription. I don't know how to explain it. I have 13 days, right, for the subscription. And I have to use my brain so that there's no... I can explain this so that I can use all the days, right? All the opportunities, so that I can use all the opportunities, because I don't want to waste any of the I don't know how to say, any of the opportunities. Okay, then I'll get back to my work. Thank you very much for listening. I'll be back tomorrow too. I really hope that you have a wonderful weekend. This is Sunday where you live, right? Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.